So what's going on, everybody? JA, salute to you for tuning in. We're going to be jumping into today's latest sneaker news updates, including a highly anticipated release, which the raffle has just went live. You guys may not want to miss out on that one. Plus, we got Nike bringing back a senior design veteran, as it looks like they're playing no games about the big company-wide turnaround. Plus, we got resellers crashing out about a sneaker which they were banking on to have high profit margins, but it looks like Nike just made a move to literally make resale prices plummet instantly. So stay tuned to kick things off. We're going to start with today's premier sneakers app releases, which we got a whole bunch of spooky season Halloween releases, which we did touch on yesterday. But on top of that, we also did see Nike hit us with the Air Max 95 blue tint, which when you talk about this sneaker, you can add this one to the list of great Air Max 95 releases that we've seen drop here in 2025, big bubble and all included. So as far as the color blocking on this women's exclusive drop, pretty much the iconic gray gradient color blocking that everybody loves, with just a little hint of blue in there, which is why the name blue tint is very appropriate for this release. While we did see Nike actually release these through some of their retail partners, when you talk about the sneakers app drop, extremely limited, which according to Eldon Monitors, who keeps track of the amount of stock which releases via Nike, they reported just around 1,200 pairs. So you could imagine how difficult these were to be able to get your hands on, right? But I would say the demand probably wasn't too crazy. But one thing that we've learned here as far as these releases, Nike has spread out the stock to a lot of their partners, right? But by the time these pairs actually hit the sneakers app, it seems like the releases are a lot more exclusive. So it's just kind of how things have been going this year. Right now, we also do have the raffle, which just went live for the Baklava New Balance 992, the latest collaboration from Action Bronson. Let me not mess this one up, right? They're calling these Digitalis Purpurea. I don't know, something like that, which $240 is the retail price on these. Action Bronson and New Balance recently dropped the visuals for this highly anticipated release, which when we compare this one to the last Action Bronson release, I would say this one's getting a lot more love. I think people are a lot more fans of the purple kind of tie-dye effect on this one right here. Very vibrant, real nice release right here. So comment down below, let me know if you guys are going for this pair right here, which as far as the raffle, Action Bronson did say results will actually be going out later on this evening. So it seems like it's gonna be a small little time window if you guys don't miss out on this one right here. And they just announced as well that free shipping is available within the US. So that's a real cool touch, man. Now, keeping things moving, Nike has announced some new Air Max 90 colors, which actually will be incorporated with 8 NFL teams. These are actually set to drop coming up this holiday 2025. So we got the Cardinals, the Bills, the Rams, the Dolphins, 49ers, Patriots, Seahawks, as well as the Jets. Now, it seems like all of the colors incorporate, of course, the team's themes here, but when you talk about the Jets on the bottom right corner, I mean, we know the Jets got that beautiful shade of green, but as far as the brown color scheme, it kind of leaves me puzzled, right? I'm gonna be real, like I'm not the biggest football fan, y'all, but from what I've seen, some people were saying that the Jets are so shitty that they had to hit them with the brown color. Remember, I'm not a huge football fan, so y'all gotta let me know. I'm just repeating what I'm seeing online, but for me, all these are cool, man. I think this is a great move by Nike. You know, the Air Max 90, you would say, is kind of taking a back seat to sneakers like the Air Max 95 or the Air Max 1. So it's cool to see these get a lot of love. And we talk about NFL fans, you know how they go crazy for their teams as well as the merch. So all of these will be officially licensed through the various teams, including some special, design elements, which are incorporated with the team included on the back heel tab, as well as the tongue. So I feel like this is a great move by Nike. And it's going to bring out a lot of football fans. They're going to go nuts for these right here, man. So let me know, what is your favorite team, and are they a part of this Nike incorporated release right here? So keeping things pushing right here, we got this dude, Christian Trescher, which he posted this image recently based off of his Instagram account. As y'all see, veteran footwear designer, a lot of classics under his belt. But he posted this image pulling up to the Nike headquarters talking about back to the future. Now, as we scroll through his account, right, he's had some time working over there at Yeezy. He's done some work for Reebok, as well as designed some Nike classics, like the iconic Air Max 95, as well as the Zoom Spiridon. So for Nike to bring back a senior design veteran like this, great move. Remember, previously they brought back somebody like Frank Cook. Now we got Christian Trescher at the building. I think this is a great move. But what's actually interesting about this, it's actually, he's not going to be working directly under Nike, but rather at Jordan Brand, which according to Brendan Dunn, veteran sneaker designer Christian Trescher will be working at Jordan Brand as a senior design expert on speed to market footwear. So I don't really know what that title, actually involves, but I think this is great news, to bring back a classic veteran designer such as this. But for him to be working over at Jordan Brand, I don't really know, because I feel like, when you talk about Jordan Brand, everybody goes crazy for the retros. But when you talk about newer silhouettes, maybe this is a move that Jordan Brand needs to make, to be able to, bring a little expertise, a little senior leadership over to the brand. So we'll see how things turn around. This isn't anything that's going to be immediately affecting the brand, but we'll probably see some of these moves, make noise possibly in like 2026 or something like that. So let's go ahead and keep things pushing. Yesterday, huge shock drop, which is absolutely crazy, because we were just talking about how resellers were banking on prices for these to go crazy, high profit margins. Pre-launch, we were seeing prices over $1,000, but then Nike hit us with that good old-fashioned shock drop, which this was a true shock drop. Like, nobody knew about these. There was no warning, no notification. These literally just hit the app. Of course, Cook groups were going crazy. All the sneaker Twitter pages were posting up everything. But as far as this release, it seemed like a lot of people had success on this drop, right? A lot of W's, which is also a great thing. But as far as resale prices, we did notice those actually plummet, like going now for maybe like $100 or something over retail, which is still a good profit margin and everything, but it's not like the, hundreds of dollars plus that they were banking on, right? So I think that was a dope move by Nike. Apparently, there's supposed to be another sneakers app drop coming up here on the 24th. We'll have to wait on that one. But when you talk about these deadheads, the Grateful Dead fans, bro, they do not play about their sneakers, man. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Bread and Butter. Make sure you guys go ahead and check him out over on YouTube, because he has success. He's going to be having a review on these coming up real soon. But just to show you guys how serious these deadheads are about the Grateful Dead, they play no games. I was literally trolling my boy, Mr. Bread and Butter. Remember how I mentioned we're in this little sneaker group chat that we got going on? So I'm over here trolling him, talking about these joints are bricks, to which he responded with like a long paragraph, like snapping on me, bro. Like, Butter spazzed out on me, talking about, man, that's blasphemy. Greatest jam band of all time. My mom wouldn't let me go see them in '94 with my buddy and his dad. Then I convinced her to let me go the next year. Seen them for the rest a bunch of times. They effing rock. It's like two worlds colliding for me. Because when I started, well, all right, Leon, let me chill before I get Butters indicted over here. But y'all see, man, the Deadheads, they do not play about the Grateful Dead. And I understand it, right? It was a time, an era that we can never recapture. It's just one of those moments in time. Plus, when you talk about like the Grateful Dead, I always know them for having like insane band merch. So for them to team up on a drop like this, I definitely understand why it was so iconic. But Bread and Butter, man, chill out, bruh. I was just trolling you, my boy. And we got this dude chiming in talking about people are going to be sad when they see how quickly these prices drop on those Grateful Dead Air Max, thinking they were going to flip. Exactly, right? So I love when resellers, get a little taste of their own medicine over here trying to scout, hit us with these crazy prices only for prices to plummet. But let's not get it twisted. There's still some decent profit margins on a release like this, plus with the demand of all the Grateful Dead fans and everything trying to get their hands on this pair. I could see this one as a sneaker that's going up. But as far as like the actual design, I think these are pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe it would have went better if they were like possibly like a black colorway or something like that. But I love the hippie tie-dye vibes on here. The colors are cool. Not mad at it, but I think I've seen a lot of mixed opinions as far as people that actually enjoy this shoe. So comment down below. Let me know if you guys had any success on the shock drop. Seemed like there must have been a whole bunch of pairs to go around, because I've seen a lot of people posting W's on the timeline. And then before we bounce, guys, can we talk about what happened last night for NBA opening? Bruh, that joint was crazy. The NBA on NBC presentation is insane, bruh. Like, it took us back to a time where it was just a whole different league, right? From the nostalgic music to the kind of like old school presentation. Like, I was just like loving it. And at the same time, I ain't gonna lie, that joint made me feel super old too, bro. Like, it feels like nowadays everything's kind of like marketed towards like the Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, whatever the hell they call themselves. So it was kind of cool for us old heads to get a little love, a little nostalgic throwback. Plus, the game was entertaining. I feel like the NBA finally, got some good stars at the forefront of the league. So we were kind of in like a dark period, I ain't gonna lie, over the last few years or so, but I'm excited about this season. When you talk about the games, the NBC games, like I'm gonna literally be tuned in for every NBA on NBC game because it made that joint literally feel like a finals game. Plus, how can we not forget? We got the little NBA stars in there. We got who was it? Trace McGrady, Vince Carter, and Melo. My bad, y'all. I had a little brain fart right there. And then of course we had the little halftime show with MJ over there. That joint gave me goosebumps. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. That was super dope. And it's just a reminder like of MJ's greatness. It feels like every few years they got to kind of remind us, right? We had the Last Dance. Now we got this, which is going to continue on all season long at the halftime show. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I'm just excited because like the NBA this year, it looked like things are going to be a movie, man. So I'm excited to see where the season takes us. And overall, I feel like it's going to actually have a slight impact as well on Jordan's legacy, right? Which in return only translates into dollars for Jordan Brand. So let me know what y'all thought about that. Hopefully y'all tuned in. Drop your feedback on all the topics covered. JA News, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed today's little segment, you can help support the channel the best way possible is to drop a comment or go ahead and smash the like button. Plus, if you've been watching the content and you enjoy what's going on over here, consider subscribing. I'll catch you guys next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out, y'all. Love.